Kupapiti to Ayres Rock.
I just made it to Uluru, Ayres Rock, about 15 kilometers to get to the rock. But we just entered the park entrance, which was about $25 for 3 days, so it's plenty of time to see Ayres Rock. And then the Olgas, which I've never heard about, but it's over there, further west. So there's the rock. We're gonna go check it out and check out the sunset. It says the Washington border is that way, but we're right over here in the outback, and there's Ayres Rock. We're gonna go check it out now. I got picked up by a nice guy from Scotland. He picked me up as a hitchhiker, so I got a ride out here. I'm just so amazed that I made it out here to the outback. Started in Kupapiti in the morning at 5:40. We made it here at 5 p.m. I'm here for the Ayres Rock sunset viewing. Oh man. Those are people walking up and down. Got 6 more minutes to wait. It's coming, it's coming. Changing colors now.
I mean, actually, I read somewhere it was that the backpackers place there's either 20 dorm rooms or there's 4 dorm rooms, like quite a massive.
There's one person left over there.
Then head off day after and check out Kings Canyon the way up to Alice Springs.
Oh, okay.
Sure there'll be some bus tours in the left hand end.
I wonder who would go to the Olgas to see the sunset, you know?
My full day at Uluru, Ayres Rock.
Now we're in the outback. We're gonna go look at Ayres Rock. Oh, nice and impressive. Here it comes. It's getting brighter.
Spar, quartz, and iron ore, and iron oxide. My apologies. Now, as I say, the largest of it's called Arco Sandstone, or simply one big piece of sandpaper. Now, with the iron oxide that's in the material, what that happens is it's actually starting, or is rusting. That's what that iron oxide is. And if you notice, have a look up on the side of the rock here, see how it's flaky, it looks like it's flaking off in pieces? Well, it's actually rusting like the car does. Now, it flakes off in little pieces when it's rusting. That's what the rock is doing. But the rock itself is actually getting taller because the erosion around the outside of the rock is faster than what is actually, the top of the rock is rusting. Now, as you see and how you felt, it's very rough. The first man to climb it, William Christie Goss, back in 1873. He was a good Scotsman, and he had what's called hobnail boots on back in the 1800s. He couldn't do it in his boots, so he took them off. He climbed up there in his bare feet. How'd that feel? Wasn't it? Quite rough. Now, when he got to the top of Ayres Rock, he either had very little or no skin left on the bottom of his feet, and he didn't realise it by the time he got to the top. When he managed to get back down again, he had help from his crew and the Aboriginal healings and the medicines of the day. It took him 5 weeks before he could get his boots back on again, continue on his journey. That's the first explorers out this way. So as you notice, it's incredibly rough. Also, what I got you here for, folks, is the artwork just underneath them that I know about. One here and one round at Muruguli. There are no natural springs, okay? So what that means is when there's long periods of drought, and there's been recorded droughts here in modern times of over 15 years without no significant rainfall. So when the water holes started drying up,
あとこの下の方に大体3つのアリの巣が見つけることができます。昨日3つのアリが見つけられたじゃないですか。背中に2センチぐらいですね、蜜が溜まってるのがあれあるんですよ。この地下が巣ある。
Amazing. I wanted to do the climb, but it's closed right now, so I can't really climb this Ayres rock. But maybe later on. You can see the walkway up there a little bit, not really. I'm just walking around the rock. It takes about 3 to 4 hours. I'm going to try to do it in 3, maybe less. But I'm about 1/3 of the way and it's taking me an hour. So maybe 4 hours. So I think it's definitely worth the $600 that I spent to go see this Ayres rock out in the outback. And here we go through some bushes and I'm continuing around the rock. It's quite romantic over here. Nice, sunny, and colorful everywhere I look. And here we got a little bench to rest on. Here's Ayres rock. It's growing at a rate of 1/4 to 1 inch per year. And this is mini Ayres rock, just to the east of the real mountain. So this thing is continually growing because it has iron oxide, which is sort of like a rust, and it's rusting away, therefore creating more mass. Now I'm on the eastern side of this rock. It's pretty nice over here. Really enjoying my time here, and I'm trying to rush around this rock to get more time to be able to do other stuff. I really shouldn't be videotaping this area because it says no photographs, but you know, it's just Ayres rock. Well, I've been walking around for 1 hour and 45 minutes. Might make it back in 15 minutes. Nice place out here. It's the back part of it, so not many people come out this way unless they're doing the base walk. It's not so strict over here. This place is as impressive as Machu Picchu and or the Taj Mahal, but definitely more impressive than the Sydney Opera House. The Sydney Opera House would be the lowest of the 4. This place is so unique. There's a little cave starting to form over there, and then over here you can see the lines of sandstone of how it's going down sideways. That's the only vegetation that I see up on Ayres rock, in that little crack. And then looking down below, that would be an experience to be here when this thing broke loose from the main rock and started to crumble into pieces like that. I wonder how long ago that happened.
I presume it was in the old campground. Was it there?
We found her national jacket around near where the car and national jacket like the
Nobody told me about this, but I'll make the assumption that this must be the face on Ayres rock. 2 eyes, a nose, and the open jaw, with a little hair on the top, which is the bush. That's what I thought about this place. Well, it looks like they opened up the climbing path. There's people walking up the mountain, thankfully, because if they didn't, then I would have to spend another day just so I could climb it, because that was the whole purpose of this trip, to climb it. But everyone has a big controversy of if you should climb it or not, because it's sacred. And so people are complaining and arguing and saying that people that climb it are stupid and are a bit of a moron to climb it. But I'm still going to climb it. That was my goal, and I'm going to finish that goal all the way to the top. Oh man, this is going to be exciting. It's kind of like climbing up in Alaska at Skagway, which I never did. But is this going to ever be exciting? I think this is going to be worth the every bit. But there's 2 things that could happen. Someone could have a heart attack, or you could have a fatal fall. Spaghetti. Oh, well, there we got a native Aboriginal, as they say. But, you know, it's just an Aboriginal.
Or everybody's right to go first. No.
I think each parent's only takes their own. I'm not going to have it. Alright, yes?
She won't.
Okay, each parent only takes their own kids. Come on, quick jump.
Okay, we have to walk around there and look at the line.
This guy's brave over there.
You stick with us, or you can go down
Now,
right
boys, stay on the left-hand side of the chain.
now. You stick with us, or you go down. Okay? You don't go too far ahead.
You'll put the camera in my bag, Alex.
This is just incredible. It's all my dreams just coming true. It reminds me of Mexico City when I climbed the pyramids. This is the ultimate. So steep. There's a little bowl down here. It's a long trek. The grass grows up here. They got some caves over there. I go down here, around there, and up there. Almost there. I'm almost on the top.
Copy, Dave.
Wonder what that is.
One second photo for good lift.
Mount Connor in the background.
Yeah.
Okay, smile.
Beautiful. You can see Lake Amadeus.
The Olgas are over there.
So really, it's no higher.
Top of Ayres Rock. It's 1 hour and 5 minutes to get up here.
Grandpa and everyone.
Go for it. Yep, it's recording.
Alright, so I made it up to Ayres Rock. It took about 1 hour and 5 minutes. And elevation is 3,020 feet up here. The base was about 2,000 or so about 1,000 of elevation gain. I might head out to see those little stacked rocks over there. That way. So I'm assuming that will take about 10 minutes. Anyway, thank you. This is one of the third most amazing things I've done in my life. I decided to go a little further. People are up there. That's where the trail stops. But I ran across here. I'm gonna go check out those stones. Stacked stones somebody did. It only took me 6 minutes to walk across this little crater. Oh, this is so nice. I see these little rocks. I bet some people did it because it doesn't look natural at all. Not even thousands of millions of years ago. So I think it's recent. I'm just looking down at this rock. This is what comes off from Ayres Rock. And it's pretty brittle. It's sandstone mixed with iron oxide. So it gets rusted. And it feels like sandpaper. So really good grip when you're walking on this place. What an experience that was. This is the closest I could ever get to walking on Mars. It looks exactly like Mars. Oh my son, it's really nice. I really liked it. It was definitely worth it. It just looks so unusual. My plastic bag broke and my orange fell down there. I lost my little mandarin. I guess it'll stay there and dry up and be there for life, forever and ever. Now I'm headed down. It's taking much quicker to get down, and now I have to go down the steepest part of this place. Man, it's like at least 500 feet elevation. I'm not sure. I'm going to count this. Right now we have elevation of 2620. So 400 feet I descended, and evidently 600 feet to go. This is definitely the coolest part of the whole climb. It's taking me much quicker to get down. I've only walked for about 20 minutes. It took me 65 minutes to get up here, but it wasn't ever worth it. My Scottish friend who picked me up, he's waiting in the car right there in the middle. I wonder where he is. This is the steepest part. Oh, but it's so fun to climb up and down. Well, I'm almost down. I haven't had a heart attack and I haven't had any fatal falls, but you know, there's only 260 feet left to go to the bottom, and one move and I could be dead. Just like that. I'm walking in the outback. I'm running in the outback. It took me 1 hour and 5 minutes to make it up to the top, and half hour to get down, and another half hour to get all the way to the culture center. So 1 hour up, 1 hour down to the culture center. A big, humongous difference, but it's easy to going down. I went all the way to the top, and that was impressive, right where those people are. And then I walked further down to some stones, and oh, it was worth it. Ayres Rock, Uluru, in Northern Territory, Australia. Oh, I guess you could take the video. Ready?
On you go.
Okay. So now I made it to Mount Olga, to the Olgas mountains. There's a bunch of Ayres Rock looking mountains around here, just like these humps, about 7 or 8 or 9 or 10. And it's picturesque because you got the red mountains, red hills, you got the green bushes, and then you got this red rocks. There used to be a pathway over here, but not anymore because it's hot weather. You're not allowed to go past this point, and if you do, you get fined $5,500 Australian dollars. And if you think it's worth it, then you can go, but I'm not going to go because I've never heard of this place. The other thing is, over here, we've got nice green lumps of green grasses. So if you get the right view and the right angle with the photo, you could take the picture of it, but my battery ran out of my camera, so I'm relying on my video camera. We got some conglomerate here. Oh, my flies are just almost in my mouth. Oh. Oh, some kangaroos! Unbelievable. The first wild kangaroo I've seen. Unbelievable. Where are they? Oh, there they are. Unbelievable. This is called the Olgas. And it's a big, humongous rock of conglomerate. And it echoes in here. Here I got the second lookout. Gonna take photos, binoculars. It's pretty similar to Ayres Rock, just a different setup, and it's pretty impressive. The Olgas mountains, Olgas. It's kind of strange. All this is just a bunch of rocks stuck together with mud, but it's really strong. That bird is making noise. We're in the real outback. Oh man, that bird. This bird goes. I don't know where he is. The traditional owners say always to carry water, always drink water, and you'll be sure to survive here. Oh yeah. There's a rock in the middle over here, between those two rocks.
Uluru to Alice Springs.
Oh, we stopped over here at this little place onwards to Kings Canyon, and I saw a camel over here at this little ranch. And then we got the kangaroos over there. I've never seen them sit down. That's kind of unusual to see them sitting down and laying down, kind of like rabbits. And then there's another patch over here. I'm glad I'm leaving. I'm going to be leaving in 3 days from Australia. I think 1 month has been enough for me.
Oh, well, that's how they sleep anyway. I think if you saw them lying down there.
Yeah.
It's on their side. Okay, it's all part of the experience, yeah, expensive, I guess.
Especially going on helicopter rides.
Yeah. But yeah. It's not like you're going to be able to do this anywhere else.
Now we're in Kings Canyon. Kings Canyon over here. Got green trees. I'm not sure what kind of trees those are. It's about a 6K walk, and it takes 3.5 hours. A lot of trash down there. There's palm trees growing here in Kings Canyon. It's pretty nice. It's different than the Grand Canyon. I'm glad I came. Right over here, it's pretty dangerous. So if I stood on that ledge, it could break and I could fall all the way down. This is considered the Garden of Eden, as the sign says. And now we have to go up these stairs up here. This is definitely a place coming back to. It kind of reminds me of the Grand Canyon and some commercials they made. This area right here is a pretty good place for taking photos, like senior photos and photos for whatever album. I got some photos kind of reminding me when I was getting my senior pictures at the Bellingham Parks. But coming here to get your portrait taken is a little expensive and difficult. It's in the middle of Australia, Kings Canyon. Got the fireworks going off over here in Alice Springs. I'm not sure exactly what they're celebrating, but they're celebrating something.
Alice Springs to Cairns.
Right here is the Todd River. It's a dry river right now, but when it rains and there's flash floods, this whole thing is flooded. So there's a bridge. I thought I had to go over a bridge to get to town, but it's all dry, so I'm walking across the dry river bed. Here we are in Alice Springs, and all these cities are just thousands and thousands of miles away. I was wondering if I was going to see Pizza Hut and McDonald's here in Alice Springs, and sure enough, there's Pizza Hut. They make it all over the world. It's amazing that today I woke up in Alice Springs, and tonight at 5 p.m. I'll be in Cairns again, and I'm going to go on to Guam and then Palau. Now I'm going up Anzac Hill to the top, and hopefully I'll have enough video battery left for Palau and Yap when I go there. Northern Territories flag. And this is the town of Alice Springs. High school, plaza, and some hotels. Yeah, I guess it's a pretty nice town, and it's a lot of abos over here, and they're pretty scroungy. One asked this morning if I have cigarettes, and then she asked for $2. Then she told me she had some paintings if I wanted to buy some. I think you're doing the roundabout.
So what time's you playing?
2:25.
Oh.
I had to go through security to come out here so I could look at the airplanes, and now I'm going to leave the cans. And I learned that you can't take olive oil on the airplane, even in checked baggage. It's my first flight on Qantas. We're leaving Alice Springs now. We're leaving now. Here's the airport. There's Alice Springs. This is the Gulf of Capernina. There's a fire down there.
And that completes my 30 days in Australia. Thanks for watching and stay tuned for more adventures around the world.